What?
Close fight.
No, close.
Ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers and boxing enthusiasts both, join round as we explore one of the most exciting stories the boxing scene has to tell. We are discussing Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol's upcoming rematch, two light heavyweight giants. This is a narrative of strength.
I'm sure if I'm not win this fight, they never give me this fight, you know.
Right. Right.
It's, you know, it's, there is no my uncle's Georges, you know.
Right.
And pride, not just a battle. Thus, be ready. Go back to October 12, 2024, right in Middle Riyadh. Two unbeaten fighters engaged in a legendary fight for dominance in the light heavyweight category in the boxing globe. Renowned for his unrelenting force and perfect record of 20 knockouts in 20 bouts, Artur Beterbiev squared up against the master technical Dmitry Bivol, whose strategic sense has left many opponents confused.
Did you feel that your power hand was as effective as you wanted it to be? Or was this guy, was it like banging on an anvil?
No, he's like a wall, to be honest. I didn't throw my punches to break this wall. I was throwing.
From the opening bell, the mood was electrifying. True to pattern, Beterbiev pushed forward with his signature violence, trying to impose his will. Ever the intellectual pugilist, Bivol danced on the margins and countered with precise, crisp combinations. The fight was a symphony of opposing techniques, raw force against deliberate accuracy. As the rounds went, the pendulum of momentum swung back and forth. Beterbiev's sledgehammer challenged Bivol's toughness. His smooth footwork and perfect precision kept the power puncher at distance. It was a chess match performed with fists, each combatant exhibiting the top of their art. When the final bell tolled, the judges issued a majority ruling in favor of Beterbiev. With scores of 114 to 114, 115 to 113, and 116 to 112, the ruling was welcomed with a clamor of discussion. Some lauded Beterbiev's continuous pressure as the decisive factor, while others considered Bivol's ring generalship had done enough to achieve victory. The consensus? This competition was far from resolved. In the aftermath of the encounter, Dmitry Bivol,
to target, because with guys like him, if you're trying to break the wall, you could be catching the trap.
However, the athlete expressed his compliments to Beterbiev but made his intentions clear. He demanded a rematch. I feel empty emotionally now, Bivol acknowledged. I went to the ring only to win this fight, but I don't have my belt. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, shared his comments, adding, Dmitry Bivol should be uncontested champion. He deserves it. It was a boxing masterclass. The boxing community was abuzz. Fans and critics alike clamored for a sequel, ready to see another chapter in this gripping rivalry. The previous confrontation had left things unresolved, and the thirst for a rematch was voracious. The rematch, I'll show you how it's done. Fast forward to the present, and the scene is set for an epic rematch on February 22, 2025, in the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The anticipation is tremendous, and the stakes couldn't be greater. In the lead-up to this clash, Artur Beterbiev has not minced words. With a steely resolution, he stated, I'll show you how it's done. It's a declaration oozing with determination, a commitment to leave no mistake about his domination in the division. But let's not neglect Dmitry Bivol. The guy is on a quest, motivated by the need to restore his place and show that the previous fight's result was an anomaly. He's been at the gym, polishing his talents, researching every detail of their last meeting, and ready to execute a perfect game plan. This rematch isn't just about championships, it's about legacy. For Beterbiev, it's a chance to solidify his place as the uncontested ruler of the light heavyweight class, to quiet any skeptics, and to illustrate that his might is an unstoppable force. For Bivol, it's a shot at atonement, a chance to show that his technical expertise can defeat physical power, and to carve his name among the greats by overcoming a guy who has appeared unbeatable. As if the main event wasn't enough to whet your appetite, the undercard for this event is being heralded as the greatest boxing card ever. Promoter Frank Warren couldn't control his enthusiasm, remarking, I've never seen a card like it. The program offers a variety of world championship fights. Daniel Dubois vs. Joseph Parker. Dubois will defend his IBF heavyweight belt against the seasoned Joseph Parker. It's a classic clash of youth versus experience, with Dubois hoping to secure his spot among the heavyweight elite. Shakur Stevenson vs. Floyd Schofield. Stevenson puts his WBC lightweight championship on the line against the rising talent Schofield. Both fighters are noted for their speed and agility, guaranteeing a high-octane clash. Hamza Shiraz vs. Carlos Adams. Shiraz confronts Adams for the WBC middleweight belt. This match contrasts Shiraz's pristine record against Adams' fearsome strength. And that's not all. The card also includes Joshua Buatsi vs. Callum Smith, a bout for the WBO Interim Light Heavyweight Championship. Both British boxers are hungry to assert their place in the category. Virgil Ortiz Jr. vs. Israel Madrimov, competing for the WBC Interim Super Welterweight crown. This bout promises fireworks between two aggressive competitors. Zhilei Zhang vs. Ajit Kabale, a duel for the WBC Interim Heavyweight crown, pitting Zhang's dominating presence against Kabale's unblemished record. Frank Warren summed it up best: every battle is of the utmost level. It's going to be a fantastic night. The anticipation, a global spectacle. The boxing world is on tenterhooks. Fans from all parts of the world are marking their calendars, anxious to watch history in the making. The Kingdom Arena in Riyadh is expected to be the centerpiece of the sports globe on February 22, 2025. The advertising efforts have been nothing short of extraordinary. An opera-themed teaser dubbed The Last Crescendo has been published, filling fans with chills and raising the excitement to fever pitch. As the countdown begins, commentators and fans alike are guessing on how this rematch will develop. Will Beterbiev's unyielding force once again rule supreme? Or will Bivol's tactical genius pave the route for his redemption? One thing is certain: both warriors have learned from their prior confrontation. Beterbiev understands he can't afford to overlook Bivol's talent and perseverance. Bivol sees the importance of neutralizing Beterbiev's might. What each fighter needs to do. With the rematch approaching, both Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol will need to come in with better strategy. The initial conflict was a struggle of attrition, but now, modifications will be the key to victory. Artur Beterbiev, the relentless juggernaut. Beterbiev has based his whole career on one simple but terrible truth: his strength is unrivaled. He is the only current champion in boxing with a 100% knockout ratio, and that's not by chance. His pressure, his endurance, and his persistent forward movement tear opponents down. So, what does he need to accomplish in this rematch? In the first battle, Bivol was able to utilize his footwork to stay out of the trenches for lengthy periods. This time around, Beterbiev must be wiser with his foot positioning, driving Bivol into the corners where he can unleash his power strokes. Target the body more. Bivol is skilled at absorbing headshots and rolling with punches. But no one, not even Bivol, can tolerate persistent punishment to the body. If Beterbiev can score hard strikes to the ribs and liver early, he may slow Bivol down and make him a stationary target later in the fight. Set up the knockout. Don't rush it. Beterbiev is renowned for his violent knockouts, but he can't afford to headhunt. Bivol is too slick for that. Instead, Beterbiev has to be patient, tear him down round by round, and then deliver the final blow when the time presents itself. Stay disciplined defensively. One of Beterbiev's few faults is that he can occasionally be overly aggressive, giving possibilities for counterpunches. Bivol is one of the top counterpunchers in the sport. If Beterbiev becomes irresponsible, he might walk into something enormous. Dmitry Bivol, the tactical genius. Bivol, on the other hand, is the epitome of a thinking warrior. His ability to manage range, utilize movement, and choose his shots is second to none. If he wants to balance the score, he must make the battle a chess match, not a brawl. Here's what he has to do differently this time. Stay off the ropes. One of Bivol's major blunders in the first battle was allowing himself get caught against the ropes too frequently. Against a puncher like Beterbiev, that's a death sentence. He must remain in the middle of the ring and employ lateral movement to keep the battle where he wants it. Increase his volume. Bivol was accurate in the first battle, but he didn't let his hands go enough. He can't afford to unleash single punches and move. Instead, he must hit rapid, precise combinations and make Beterbiev hesitate to close the space. Target Beterbiev's cuts. Beterbiev has been cut in several bouts, and his skin isn't the most resilient. If Bivol can hit fast jabs and right punches to those vulnerable locations, he might force a stoppage due to cuts. Clinch more in the inside battles. When Beterbiev comes inside, Bivol needs to tie him up rather than attempting to fight back in close range. If he can negate Beterbiev's inside game, he takes away one of the champion's main weapons. Beterbiev's warning to Bivol. While Bivol has stayed cool and controlled in the lead-up to the rematch, Beterbiev has been everything but. The Russian giant has been forthright, making it plain that he doesn't feel Bivol has what it takes to dethrone him. In a recent interview, Beterbiev made his feelings plain clear. He wants a rematch? Good. I'll show him how it's done. That's not just trash talk. That's a warning, a declaration of purpose. Beterbiev is a guy on a quest to establish that his first triumph against Bivol wasn't simply a win, it was a declaration of supremacy. But don't imagine for a second that Bivol is intimidated. When questioned about Beterbiev's statements, the former WBA champion just grinned and said, "We'll see." That's vintage Bivol. No wasted words, no over-the-top arrogance, just quiet confidence. And that's what makes this rematch so exciting. You have the irresistible might of Beterbiev versus the immovable calm of Bivol. What happens if Beterbiev wins? If Artur Beterbiev wins, he will have officially cleared out the light heavyweight class. There will be no more uncertainty, no more what-ifs. He will be the unchallenged, unquestionable, unbeaten monarch at 175 pounds. The only reasonable step after that? A leap to cruiserweight. There's already been discussion of Beterbiev maybe going up to contend for a world championship at 200 pounds, where his power would still be scary. What happens if Bivol wins? If Dmitry Bivol pulls off the upset, he will take his spot as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. He already has a famous victory against Canelo Alvarez, but defeating Beterbiev would put him on another level. A Bivol win might potentially pave the way for a trilogy match. If this rivalry ends up being 1-1, how could we not have a third fight? That would set up one of the biggest contests in boxing history. Final predictions: who takes it? So, who wins? That's the million-dollar question. On one side, you have Artur Beterbiev, a wrecking machine with an aura of devastation. His strength is a cheat code, and if he lands clean, the battle may be over in a moment. On the other side, you have Dmitry Bivol, a superb strategist who has the skills to outbox Beterbiev and make him appear human. It all boils down to execution. If Beterbiev can trap Bivol, hit body punches, and impose his will, he wins by knockout. If Bivol can hold the fight at his favored distance, avoid exchanges, and adhere to his game plan, he wins by decision. One thing is for sure, this battle will be legendary. Mark your calendars, people. February 22nd, 2025. The rematch of the century. Beterbiev vs. Bivol 2. Two unbeaten champions, one uncontested king. Who's going away with all the gold? We're going to find out.